Hey, I'm doing a little taxidermy here. I'm back from my annual mule deer hunt in Colorado. I'm back here on the island, and this hunt is an annual exercise in self-torture and disappointment. But this year I got a little buck, and so I'm doing some taxidermy. Once in a while I get something, and I like to try doing taxidermy by myself and saving me a lot of money. So I've done a few animals over the year, and they all have flaws because between the times I forget something. It's usually years between animals, and so this was no exception. I screwed up the cape, but I'm going to try to salvage this, and I know what I did wrong during the tanning process, and won't make that mistake again. But I think this will look okay hanging way up on a wall at the cabin at some point. So things have slowed down. It's the holidays. I'm getting a chance to work on this. Again, this is not a big deer by any means, but it's special to me because I harvested a buck at the family cabin, and it's a very challenging place to hunt deer. And it's on public land. And I'm really happy with it, even though it's a little guy. I still just am really pleased to have the meat and the experience. And if you're looking for a hunting video that has the shot on footage, I don't have it. And if you're looking for a trophy buck, this is not it. But if you're interested, have a look. 2024 mule deer buck in Colorado. All right, I'm at the firing range. I had a little frustration here, but I think I solved it. So the rifle is ready to go. At least at 100 yards. I'm getting closer to my cabin now, and from there we go up the mountain. By the way, I'm hunting now. I'm actually not really hunting, I'm climbing. But if I see a buck, I will get my rifle ready and try to get it. It's still pretty close to the cabin. You can hear people working down here. Getting used to being in Colorado from absolute sea level. But we'll go slow. I love the hail. It's supposed to rain, but it might be too cold for that. So hopefully it stays hail and not rain. I'm not ready for rain. Yeah, well, I am back at my hunting area again here in Colorado. I have almost 1,000-foot climb to do from the cabin to where I want to be, where I start seeing bucks sometimes. There's not a lot of them up here, but anyway, I made it up. I left the cabin about before noon. I got up here I don't know, 1:30 or so, and got a little ice balls on the way up. It's supposed to rain today, I found out, so I thought, oh, maybe it's just gonna turn into snow. But started with the ice balls, that was good. But then I'm glad I got here this soon because started getting some raindrops, cold rain, and was able to get the tent up before things got very wet. So still got some setting up to do. I am at camp though, and I'm sort of in the middle of the hunting area, so I hope I'm not scaring things away. But I have cell phone service here, probably. That's a good thing. So it's pretty safe. I hope I don't freeze to death, but we'll find out. No deer so far. All right, this is my camp. This is my view. The sun's going behind the mountain. Didn't see one deer today or tonight, but try again tomorrow. Okay, tonight I'm having cheese enchilada ranchero. How about that? Well, I got some morning coffee brewing. It's about 5:50 a.m. and first morning of the hunt. See if I can show the coffee brewing back there. Got the stove just outside of the camp. Little treat. I like a very simple stove. One fuel pellet. Lightweight stove does the job. Well, we are out hunting again. In theory, the conditions are perfect, but I have not seen one animal on this trip so far. Plenty of sign, it's mild snow. They're supposed to be out. It's pre-rut, but maybe even rut starting, but nothing is happening. All I can do is look at the scenery. And we also have a lot of fog too. The visibility is terrible, as you can see. Everywhere. It's neat to look at, but not great for scouting long distance. The next 5 days were spent much the same way as most of my hunts have played out. Lots of climbing, lots of hiking, lots of exploring, lots of glassing with binoculars. Every day I begin in the dark to be hunting at first light. Every afternoon I begin a second hunt and continue until after dark. I would normally have seen at least a few deer, but this year was even worse than normal. I saw no animals at all with the exception of a solitary doe on one evening hunt. I did make some changes this year though. I came to Colorado a few days later in the season in order to concentrate my efforts on the latter portion of the season when the weather may be a bit colder and the bucks may be closer to the rutting period. I was still seeing no animals and the very last day of the season was coming, and I was coming to terms with the old familiar feeling of getting ready to wrap up another unsuccessful season. But something told me to get up extra early and give this new area one more shot. I was still hiking in the dark as I got to my area. That means I was in prime position as I made my way up the slope at first light. I was seeing fresh tracks on the trail, and something told me to put a round in the chamber, remove my scope cover, and get ready. Shortly after doing this, I was creeping along when I heard the pounding of hooves, with two does appearing 30 yards in front of me, and they had a buck following close behind. The rut had finally just begun. They stopped in their tracks, and stared at me. The wind was perfectly in my favor, so they weren't alarmed. The buck presented a classic broadside shot. Now, if you thought my footage was shaky before, now I'm excited and it gets even shakier. Well, my hunt is over. I got a mule deer buck. I got a mule deer buck. It's a little guy, but I'm very happy with him. I haven't gone to see him yet. I'm going to do that now. There he is. There he is. It was a standing shot. I was maybe 50 yards away. I don't like standing shots, but I made it, and I did it. I can't believe it. I found blood. At first I thought maybe I missed, but it was so close. It was hard to miss. When I found the blood, I felt encouraged, and then the does just sat around, let me walk right by him. And then I saw blood, and then I saw this guy down here. I've been trying for about 7 years, and I got this little mule deer buck. Reasonable walk from the cabin, but still going to be far. But I can't believe it finally happened. Last day of the season. Last day. I like him a lot. I'm taking a lot of pictures, but at some point I'm going to have to get started on gutting this guy and getting the meat ready. And then I got to hike it back home. Well, not a professional job by any means, but I got a bunch of meat boned out in that backpack. I don't know if I can carry it all on one trip. I want to get that head and the cape. I know it's not a big deer, but it's my first mule deer buck. And I like doing my own taxidermy, so let's see if I can haul it down. I don't know, man. It's extremely heavy. I don't know if I can get this home in one shot, but I'm going to try. Next time, I bring the big backpack. This trail is awesome because it has all these these big rocks that I can rest on nicely. I'm taking plenty of rest. It's also pretty flat, so I got lots of resting places, and I'm getting closer to the cabin. I think it weighed a couple 100 pounds on this pack. Not really, but how about close to 100? I don't know. We're here. Oh my God, that's heavy. Oh. I'm at the cabin. I got him back to the cabin. The butter is sizzling. Hey, well, we are a long way from the island in warm South Texas, but it is time to close up this cabin for the winter, and I'm going to just have to head back. with deer in vehicle. It's coming down pretty good. Oh, that's a nice bull there. Look at that guy. Look at that.